Hi, I'm Robert P. Young, the writer of Nixon King. I'm a Harvard-educated filmmaker and a devilishly handsome scoundrel. I wrote the play because I was very disappointed with the lack of ethics out there in our today's political landscape. And I'm very concerned about the media's influence on politics. And I thought about writing the play in order to basically make a commentary on how things are going. And sometimes you can't always attack things head on. You have to use allegory. I took a page from Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek, who wrote about the issues of the day, Vietnam, race, the space race between Russia and the United States. He set it 300 years in the future and gave us a science officer with pointed ears, but still was talking to people intelligently. I chose to go into the past. I think we need to be very mindful of what's happened in the past so that we don't repeat it. And I decided to take a look at two very polarizing figures, Richard Nixon and Martin Luther King, and through them work through how we've worked through issues in the 20th century and the beginning of the 21st. I was very fascinated by what the 1960 presidential election meant for American politics. For the first time, we really had we had television on the scene, and it decided or helped to decide the course of the election. And we had, I think, in a sense, a big triumph of style over substance. John F. Kennedy knew the media, he knew television, and knew the importance of showbiz better than Richard Nixon, who, although I believe was more experienced, more qualified to lead the nation, was just not as media savvy and was unwilling or unable to do the homework in order to be as effective in this new medium. And so, and actually, when people listen to the debate, people usually believe that Nixon, if not won, at least held his own, was equal. But certainly, when people saw the debate, they thought that Kennedy was looked better and was more forceful. And of course, we know the candidate who looks better and makes you feel better is the right guy. The one who you want to have a beer with is the right candidate, right? Yeah. But yes, I was definitely concerned with how things turned out that way, and then the way things later panned out with Kennedy's inexperience and political mistakes and our potential to go to nuclear war. And then I guess the second thing with Martin Luther King, at the time of that election, he was imprisoned in Georgia, and there was a great concern that he would be killed. And both candidates risked a lot in terms of rescuing him, trying to get him out of jail. For Kennedy, a new candidate, again very inexperienced. He was also kind of an upstart. He was a Catholic, and he was a Massachusetts privileged Yankee, and to do anything to antagonize the South would be politically dangerous. As for Nixon, he had a stronger record for civil rights. And he had the support of Jackie Robinson, the trailblazing baseball player, and was a friend of Martin Luther King. But again, the South was very important in winning, and both men agonized over it. Eventually, Kennedy made the call, and which meant that Nixon lost the election and also lost the support of black voters for the Republican Party. So we've had that happen, and I thought those two events were very very telling about the media's influence and about political courage. So when I do this play, I want to talk about the big issues. I want to talk about race and political expediency, the efficacy of the nonviolent movement. But I also want to talk about sort of the things that we don't really discuss. For instance, although fighting for black rights is all well and good, black people aren't the only people in the United States, and having a very public civil rights battle was very dangerous. It was a national security issue for a United States engaged in a fight against subversives, against communists who were trying to destabilize the country. And in terms of racism, although the pictures of dogs and hoses are very powerful, I thought that one of the most powerful and vicious effects of racism were that for a black father like Martin Luther King to look at his little girl when she sees an amusement park on television and she wants to go, and her father has to tell her that she can't go because of the color of her skin. And to be a father and to be the little girl's champion and not to be able to do anything about it, and the system saying that it's right and it's proper, that is one of the most horrible things I can imagine. So I wanted to get into sort of the little things and the big things. I wanted to take risks. And at the end of this video, I will put up my website where you can learn more about the play and the genesis of its creation. I also put up a reading list of books I used in my research. And I really thank you for watching this, and I hope I can count on your support, and we're really looking to get this up in June. So keep watching, and I'll keep putting up updates. And again, this is Robert P. Young. Thank you very much.